Should officials in Hong Kong be able to extradite wanted criminals to face trial in China? Hundreds of thousands of people in Hong Kong said no, they shouldn't. Taking it to the streets in what was vast numbers of people, they said, we care about maintaining that power in Hong Kong. They say if passed, that would detrimentally ruin the rule of law and basic freedom and human rights of Hong Kong people. The streets were absolutely crowded with people. Now, depending on whose estimates you believe, organisers of the protest say 1.3 million people came to the streets, the police reporting significantly less. But these pictures are undeniable. Lots of people wearing white, symbolising justice and unity, and lots of these umbrellas out as well. These yellow umbrellas became a real symbol in 2014 of pro-democracy in Hong Kong. They say 1 million out of 7. They're saying basically 1 in 7 of the population of Hong Kong came out to protest. Now, here in the Cube, my colleague Shauna has been talking to one of those people who took part. This is Alan. He lives in Hong Kong. He's a professional working there. This is what he had to say.
We protested yesterday because we are against the proposed amendment to the extradition law, and the Hong Kong government is not listening to the mass majority of the Hong Kong people. The government used the Taiwan murder case as an excuse to put forward such an amendment, but in fact, what they are proposing in the amendment cannot achieve such intention. What they're trying to do is, in fact, to tear down the firewall between Hong Kong and China so that they can extradite anyone who will set foot in the city back to China.
And some of those protests actually ended up getting quite violent yesterday. Outside the Hong Kong Parliament, there were some clashes between the police and protesters. But what they really want is a response from the government. Now, something they were chanting was no extradition to China. Carrie Lam stepped down. Now, Carrie Lam is the politician who is pushing this through, chief executive of Hong Kong. And they have had a response. It's not one that they want. She said this: it's a very important law that will ensure that justice prevails. For her, this is the case for justice, not against it. She says it means Hong Kong will meet its internal obligations on cross-border and transnational crime. That isn't going to work for the protesters who are unhappy about this. And the response so far from Amnesty International, in the post in which they put online talking about it, they said, thank you to the millions who've been protesting. We must carry on. We will defend Hong Kong's freedom of expression with the brave Hong Kong people.